at 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A pedestrian hit and killed in a crash overnight. What police are saying this morning about how an 18-wheeler was involved.
I'm going to make sure we figure out exactly what happened.
Poland says a Russian-made missile was likely to blame for the deaths of 2 Polish citizens in an explosion near its border with Ukraine. What President Biden is now saying about that incident following an emergency meeting of G7 and NATO leaders.
3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
Exciting stuff. And NASA's new Artemis 1 rocketed into space overnight, heading for the moon. We'll find out what's next on the mission agenda coming up.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, it's cold. We're at 43 degrees, another cold morning, and we're going to be checking in with Mike right now to see just how long it's going to last.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, November 16th.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good week so far. I'm getting used to the cold weather now.
I know. I'm just like, it's grab the big jacket, grab the hat, the scarf. I don't know. It's weird.
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's funny. I was finishing putting up my lights outside yesterday, and it's
good.
like, wow, it's chilly standing here. It was 4:30 in the afternoon. There's cloud cover out there and everything. It's like, yeah, this is kind of nice, and it's going to be sticking around. So it's nice to get a lot of good use out of our coats these days. You need it again this morning. We do have some clouds hanging around here right now. Temperature is at 43 degrees, so we're already close to 10 degrees below normal. We will continue to drop down a few more notches here, mostly 40s, 39 Bernie Stage, 38 in Los Maples. Wind chill temperatures, no breeze right now. We did have a little bit of wind chill, but it feels like 36 in Helotes, 33 in Los Maples. It'll be breezy this afternoon, and mold as well as juniper are both on the low side. So the rest of the morning we will continue to drop down a few more notches, but we've got that cloud cover out there, so that acts like a bit of a blanket. We'll drop down to 40 with cloudy skies, and then later on this afternoon we're going to be seeing partly cloudy skies, kind of like yesterday. A lot of those high clouds out there, maybe even a little bit more sunshine. 56 for a high temperature, so that's just above the normal low temperature. Should be up around 70 this time of year. So yeah, staying definitely cool all the way through the weekend and going into the first part of Thanksgiving week. Got some rain chances as well. We'll talk about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Sarah.
Thank you, Mike. San Antonio police are investigating a deadly crash involving a pedestrian that happened late last night. So it happened around 9 p.m. on Rigsby Avenue near Bermuda Drive on the city's east side. This is just outside of Loop 410. Police say the victim was possibly hit by an 18-wheeler, so he was found dead in the street following that incident. However, police say there are no credible witnesses at this time.
Worldwide concern this morning about a deadly missile blast in Poland. The explosion killed 2 people in the city just a few miles from Poland's border with Ukraine.
As ABC's Justin Finch reports, officials say the rocket appears to be a Russian-made, though it's not immediately clear if Russian forces launched it.
Just mere miles from the Poland-Ukraine border, a police checkpoint set up near an eastern Poland grain depot where officials confirmed 2 people were killed in a rocket blast. Early reports suggest that rocket was Russian-made, but it was not immediately known who fired it.
And I'm going to make sure we figure out exactly what happened.
President Biden at the Group of 20 summit in Indonesia, vowing to get answers and meeting with NATO leaders to determine a course of action. The president saying this when asked if that rocket may have been fired from Russia.
There is preliminary information that contests that. I don't want to say that till we completely investigate.
Russia denying responsibility for the Poland explosion, which comes as Ukrainian officials report Russia fired more than 90 missiles across Ukraine on Tuesday.
We saw a massive barrage of missiles coming from Russia hitting Ukraine today, taking out a lot of the power generation capability.
Back in Washington, careful analysis underway, with initial findings suggesting the rocket that struck Poland could have been fired by Ukrainian forces at an incoming Russian airstrike.
If we'd seen something that would have been delivered out of Russia, it would have looked very different, and it would have had different sorts of consequences that would have been intended to directly provoke NATO, and not something like this, which clearly appears at this point to be an accident.
And though Russia denies responsibility for the Poland missile blast, Europe and the world are remaining on edge amid fears a Russian missile reaching Poland could trigger a NATO military response, drawing in more of the world into Russia's war. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
NASA's new moon rocket has blasted off its debut flight with 3 test dummies aboard it. The Florida launch brings the U.S. a big step closer to putting astronauts back on the lunar surface for the first time since the end of the Apollo program 50 years ago. If all goes well with the 3-week flight, the rocket will propel an empty crew capsule into a wide orbit around the moon. The capsule will return to Earth with a splashdown in the Pacific in December. NASA hopes to send 4 astronauts around the moon on the next flight in 2024 and land humans there as early as 2025.
A federal judge has blocked a rule that makes it easier to expel migrants. It's called Title 42. Drafted by the Trump administration, the rule gave authorities broader ability to push migrants out of the U.S. due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Biden administration has also relied on it to help curb an increase in migration at the border. More than 1 million migrants have been expelled under Title 42, but now a judge has ruled it violates the Administrative Procedure Act. Without Title 42 in place, all migrants arrested at the border must be processed under immigration law. Shortly after that decision was reached, the Biden administration requested a stay on it. If that stay is granted, it will keep Title 42 alive through December 21st.
The U.S. Senate passed a resolution with a bipartisan majority to rescind the national COVID-19 emergency designation. It would declare that the national emergency declared by the president on March 13th of 2020 is terminated. The final vote was 62 to 36. The resolution is not expected to pass the current Democratic-led House.
Time now, 4:37 and 43 degrees for now.
Ready to get a new car? Still ahead, we'll show you which ones are considered the most reliable going into next year.
And your San Antonio Spurs got out to an early lead last night against Portland, but the team just couldn't get things done at the end. We're going to have the highlights next.
Take a look outside with TransGuide, see what's happening on the roads at 4:37 this morning. We don't really see any incidents popping up on our radar. If anything happens, we'll let you know about it.
And it's Wednesday, so by now we know we grab our coats. It's been a couple of days of cold mornings. We're at 43 degrees for now. We'll be right back.
The San Antonio Spurs were in Portland last night for Game 2 of their 5-game West Coast road trip.
Trey Jones was back in the lineup after missing the previous game with a stomach bug. So it was a great start for Devin Vassell. He drains back-to-back threes to put the Spurs up by 4 early. Meanwhile, Keldon Johnson gives it to Jacopo on the pick and roll. He puts it up in. Spurs look good and lead by as many as a dozen in the first quarter, but the Spurs were down 6 at halftime. The Spurs played a tough game. Jacopo had a career-high 31 points for San Antonio. He was 14 of 17 from the field, but in the end, the Trailblazers ended up finishing this one on their terms. Spurs lose again, 117 to 110. San Antonio is now 6-9 on the season. The Spurs travel to Sacramento to take on the Kings tomorrow night.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Well, the XFL held its first ever quarterback draft yesterday, and the franchise here in San Antonio, the Brahmas, selected Juan Pass and Anthony Russo. Pass played his college ball in Louisville and graduated season with Prairie View A&M. Russo participated in Carolina Panthers rookie minicamp this spring after playing at Temple and Michigan State from 2017 to 2021. He finished his Temple career as the program's top 4 in all-time passing yards, touchdowns, completions, and attempts.
What's up, San Antonio fans? I'm Anthony Russo.
Juan Pass, what's up, y'all?
Can't wait to get down there, get to work. We're sitting here with Coach Hines Ward. Excited to play for him, excited to get down to the Alamo Dome, get that place jumping, show you fans what we're all about, and get some wins and bring a championship back to San Antonio.
No doubt, man. Glad to be a part of that city, man. Can't wait to bring a lot of wins to that city, man. Get ready.
The rest of the draft starts later this morning at 7:30.
San Antonio FC's celebration for winning their first ever United Soccer League championship continued yesterday with their own river parade. Now, fans were encouraged to gather at the Arneson River Theater as SAFC made their way down the river with the trophy to meet up with their fans along the world-famous San Antonio River Walk. And the cool part, They got to do it with the backdrop of all those Christmas lights.
It just means the world that everyone came out and showed their support for us just like they did in the final. And we're going to do it again next year because this was no accident. I love this group. Everyone believes in this group. And the mentality monsters are here to stay. It's just the beginning.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty backdrop. Oh my goodness, I hadn't seen that. It's too cold for that. And after all the speeches, some of the players decided to go for a swim by jumping in the river with the trophy. Oh my goodness. I hope the trophy's okay, right?
Are they from San Antonio?
Probably not.
You know what? I'm glad they're celebrating.
Yes.
Just take a good bath.
Yes.
After that.
And then bundle up after
Clean the ears.
Yeah.
All right, it's 4:43 and 43 degrees.
And nobody ever wants to deal with car problems. After the break, we're going to show you the ones that are least likely to give you trouble.
Up next, a homicide mystery regarding the murder of 4 University of Idaho students, why authorities now believe it was an isolated and targeted incident.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new details on the Idaho homicide mystery. Authorities now saying an edged weapon, such as a knife, was used in the crime, and they believe it was an isolated and targeted incident.
The conclusion was fairly straightforward that this doesn't pertain to any other location or any other individuals in the city. And so within an hour, I believe they knew that and could say, okay, lift the shelter in place order and go about your business, but do the usual things to keep yourself safe.
Overnight, GMA speaking to Kayla Wynn, who saw all 4 victims just hours before their death, saying many students are leaving campus out of fear.
A lot of the students on campus, we all went home yesterday or today just because we don't really feel safe.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll be live from the scene with the very latest. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Well, buying a new car is a huge purchase, so it's something you want to be able to rely on for a long time.
12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz tells us which ones Consumer Reports found are the most and least reliable.
You want a car you can count on, not one that lives here, the repair shop. So Consumer Reports asked hundreds of thousands of people what problems they've had with their vehicles in the past year. We're talking engines, transmissions, brakes, electrical, even the paint. This was for model years 2000 and newer.
With more than 300,000 vehicles surveyed, Consumer Reports can calculate predicted vehicle reliability ratings.
The top brands, Toyota, Lexus, and BMW. But pickup trucks, they may rule the road, accounting for 1 out of every 5 vehicles sold, but they fall behind in reliability.
Pickup trucks have been at the lower end of our rating for 6 of the last 7 years. In this year's survey, we only have 7 trucks of more than a dozen surveyed that are getting better than average to average in terms of reliability.
The Toyota Tacoma was one of the bright spots for trucks. For tried and true reliable wheels, Consumer Reports found a car, as in a sedan, may be the way to go.
Sedan body styles have been on the road for a long time. That's given the manufacturers a chance to work on some of those problem areas and bugs. Vehicles like trucks, minivans, and SUVs have complicated systems, and therefore they can be more problematic.
As for hybrids, you might be surprised to know that hybrid vehicles rated as reliable or even more reliable than their non-hybrid counterparts. In fact, the most reliable car in the whole survey was the Toyota Corolla Hybrid. The brands found to be least reliable: Jeep, Volkswagen, and at the bottom, Mercedes-Benz. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
I'm a Toyota driver, so I'm feeling pretty good after that report.
Yes, for sure.
Taking a look at the drivers out on the road this morning. I don't really see any incidents popping up on our end. If something does happen, we'll let you know. Stephen Cavazos is back today, and he'll give us an update at 5 o'clock.
Yep, sounds good. And then, we're getting used to bundling up.
It's nice. Yeah, sweater, jacket. Hey, that's pretty good. Now, yesterday we had a lot of those high clouds out there. At times the sun was trying to squeeze through a little bit more, which obviously warms you up a bit more, but we had a lot of some high clouds in this picture. Crisp morning cirrus clouds greets the day yesterday, and got a lot more than that this morning around here. Fairly good cloud cover. We don't really see it too awfully well in this picture, but in the satellite radar going back the past 12 hours, it was kind of a thin layer of some high clouds, and they'll be sticking around throughout the morning. Then we're going to have partly cloudy skies later on today, so we will see more sunshine later on today. 43 43 right now in town, 41 Bulverde, 39 Bernie Stage, and temperatures are up ever so slightly compared to this time yesterday because we've got that blanket on top of us. Remember, we started off with clear skies and then those clouds moved in as we approached sunrise yesterday. Wind chill temperatures not too bad. There's not a whole lot of a breeze out there. It feels like 36 in Seguin, not much of a wind, if at all, out there at the airport. 36 is the wind chill in Helotes, 34 at Bernie Stage. So we will have some of these clouds hanging around here this morning. Temperatures will drop down another couple of degrees. Then we'll have sort of a mixture of sunshine and clouds throughout the rest of today. Going to make it up to 56 degrees. So we are going to be staying once again about 10 to 15 degrees below the normal high temperature. Here's a computer model, keeps these clouds around, and then maybe a few more down to the south, and again, a mixture of sunshine and clouds later on today, calling it partly cloudy skies. Overnight, we will cloud up, and then tomorrow morning, and this is one of those where it's not written in stone, but a couple of computer models are trying to pick up a few showers, especially down to the southeast, and a couple of them here in town are going to be possible. I've got just a 20% chance for a shower or two tomorrow morning. Then we're going to be clearing out quite nicely in the afternoon tomorrow. Jump ahead into Friday, and we have plenty of clouds hanging around here. By Friday evening, we'll start to see a few little scattered showers kind of popping up. Then we get into Saturday, and that's the day. Now, this is not going to be raining everywhere, so I always qualify it with these long-range models. It's kind of a broad brush they painted in with, but we will have the chance for a few showers around here, primarily well off to the east. But this cloud cover and some of these showers, some other factors, going to help to keep temperatures just in the upper 40s on Saturday. So it's going to be one of those days where you just kind of want to stay in your jammies and sit on the couch all day long. 52 degrees at noon today, partly sunny skies. High temperature is going to make it up to 56, again, partly cloudy, bit of a breeze this afternoon, and then we'll have that small chance for a couple of showers tomorrow morning, primarily south and southeast, and then more sunshine in the afternoon. 57 on Friday. Lots of clouds around here. The next front moves on through here, and that's going to keep those temperatures very chilly on Saturday. A couple of sprinkly showers around. Plenty of clouds then going into at least the first part of next week, and those temperatures finally by midweek next week, Tuesday, we get up to 46 for a low, but
wow.
Yeah, that's still chilly. No 60s on that map,
wow.
on that graphic.
Not yet.
So finish the outdoor decorations the next 2 days, indoor decorations this weekend.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to wait another weekend.
Are you an after Thanksgiving girl?
For sure.
Okay.
I'm almost the week before Christmas girl.
Okay. That's,
really?
yeah, all right. 452 and 43 degrees.
And beyond popular opinion, we're going to tell you why Mariah Carey is not the official queen of Christmas. Plus, Bad Bunny gets some good news from the Grammys.
Santa Claus, he's already back in town on Netflix, plus why Mariah Carey is not the queen of Christmas.
Really is what's happening in Hollywood. Here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
For the first time, I'm going to spend Christmas with my family.
Thanksgiving is a little over a week away, but Santa Claus is back today. In The Santa Clauses, Tim Allen returns as St. Nick, and he tells us the series will answer a lot of questions left hanging from the original 1994 film and its sequels.
Why did Santa slide off the roof to begin with, and how did Scott Calvin become Santa? What happened to the other Santa? Where did Santa come from? Is it unusual to have children at the North Pole? What's Mrs. Claus's first name? What's the history of Santa Claus?
The Santa Clauses also stars Alan's daughter, Elizabeth. The first 2 episodes are out today on Disney+. Disney is the parent company of ABC News. Mariah Carey is not the Queen of Christmas. At least she can't trademark the phrase for herself. The U.S. Trademark Trial and Appeal Board has ruled against Carey's attempt to register Queen of Christmas, Princess of Christmas, and QOC. The Grammy nominations were good to Bad Bunny. The Puerto Rican rapper and singer's album Un Verano Sin Ti, or A Summer Without You, was nominated for Album of the Year, and that's historic. The first completely Spanish album ever nominated for Album of the Year. And happy birthday to Pete Davidson, the comic and former Saturday Night Live star, is 29 today, while actress and director Maggie Gyllenhaal is 45. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
It's 457 and 43 degrees.
And former President Donald Trump officially launches his third campaign for the White House, how he hopes to rally other Republicans to his cause.
And if you're trying to get some tickets to Taylor Swift concert, better pack your patience. How Ticketmaster is dealing with what it's calling an unprecedented demand.
I can only imagine. And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide, looking over at Loop 1604 at Northwest Military. Things are moving at this hour, but we will be checking in with our Stephen Cavazos very soon.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
I think if we'd have had all this, and I think if we would have had your video and what we saw and everything we saw last night, I think Mariano would have been gone sooner, in my opinion. Would have been gone.
Another shakeup in Uvalde. Why the mayor there says the acting police chief will no longer be with the department by the end of the week.
America's comeback starts right now.
Former President Donald Trump gearing up for a third run for the White House. How he hopes to revitalize the Republican Party following the midterm elections.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we're starting at 42 degrees and we're getting some good use out of our winter jackets.
Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day, November 16th. Thank you so much for waking up with us.
Yeah, another chilly morning. I'm glad. I think I got some winter wear like on sale, at the end of the season last time, and I finally get to use it.
I'm still digging mine up. I'm like, oh, there's that coat. I don't know where these boots are. I don't know. I've just been kind of throwing on whatever. Yeah. Definitely a lot of layers, though, Mike, especially early in the morning.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Now, it's not that it gets overly hot in the afternoon by any stretch. We're still staying 10 to 15 degrees below normal in the afternoon. But, at least it's warmer than this. 43 degrees right now. And we've got a dew point of 35. Humidity's up ever so slightly. And we do have lots of clouds out there. So that's acted like a bit of a blanket this morning. So temperatures overall, we're close to where we were at this time yesterday, but overall we're up just a couple of degrees compared to that. And we're only going to make it up into the mid 50s later on today. So like I said, again, 10, 15 degrees below normal, depending on where you are. The aquifer yesterday took a fairly decent hit, down 0.6 of a foot, and the allergens, mold and juniper, are both on the low side. We do have a slight bit of a wind chill in spots, not too bad. The winds aren't overly strong. Feels like 39 degrees up there right around Bernie Stage, 41 Gonzales, or those are the temperatures, pardon me. The wind chill 36 at Bernie Stage, 38 in Gonzales, and 38 out there at the airport. So winds are about 5, 10, 15 miles per hour, a little bit breezier there at Port SA. It is going to be somewhat breezy later on this afternoon. Now, where there is no wind to speak of, that's where you're seeing some of those colder temperatures, obviously, because that allows the heavier, colder air to sink down here to the surface. So plenty of clouds this morning, cold temperatures. Then later on this afternoon, partly cloudy skies, breezy and still chilly. Those temperatures only mid and maybe some upper 50s around the area. Then tomorrow, there's a small chance for a couple of showers in the morning, primarily down to the southeast. Then we're going to have plenty of sunshine in the afternoon, and it's still going to be on the chilly side. Go on in toward the weekend. Clouds move in here, and boy, it's going to be fairly thick cloud cover all weekend long into the first part of next week. A couple of showers around on Saturday, and that combined with another front, we're not going to get out of the 40s on Saturday. So that may be one of those days where you don't want to get outside either. All the details coming up, and maybe a sneak peek in toward Thanksgiving. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Good morning, sir. Anything going on?
Hey, good morning, Mike. Good to be with you guys at this hour. Right now, not a whole lot to talk about. Thankfully, morning's been off to a pretty decent start. 1604 Petrenko, you can see just not a lot out there. But notice those flashing lights over there at 1604 Northwest Military. Looks like that was under the overpass. I'll get that shot at TransGuide back on the camera just a moment. But thankfully, there's really not been a lot to talk about. You can see some of the empty roadways there at 35 at Laredo. And as we see the commute moving there at Maine, maybe a little bit busier, but nothing too drastic. Taking you right to the map, it does look like, again, it's pretty quiet, but a crash looks like it also popped up off of US 90, somewhere near State Highway 151, closer to the southwest side. So we'll get a closer look at that, find out how that could impact the commute, but it doesn't appear that it's on the highway, so that's good news. But right now, if your travel times are going to take you right here into the Alamo City, It's green across the board. Journey from Bernie right now, 24 minutes on I-10 East, 281 southbound, 27 minutes at this hour, and it's only 26 minutes on I-35 southbound if you're traveling in from New Braunfels. Not too awful there. But let's get it back here on TransGuide. You can see 410 at Somerset is pretty quiet there, 37 at 9th. We may have one vehicle out there, but we're going to continue to keep a close eye on these roadways, find out what those flashing lights are along 1604, and give you those updates right here on GMSA. Steph, Sarah?
Stephen, thank you. Another shakeup in the Uvalde Police Department is expected soon. The mayor there says the acting police chief will no longer be part of the department by the end of the week. This comes after CNN reported on a phone call between Lieutenant Mariano Vargas and dispatchers the day of the Robb Elementary School shooting, where 21 people were killed. During the call, Vargas was told a student called 911 and said some people were still alive in room 112. Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin said that should have started the ball rolling, but it didn't.
I think if we'd have had and I think if we would have had your video and what we saw and everything we saw last night, I think Mariano would have been gone sooner, in my opinion. Would have been gone.
McLaughlin says every part of the response that day is under scrutiny. Vargas was re-elected last week as Uvalde County Commissioner for Precinct 2.
And we are continuing to follow the latest with the Balling for Uvalde World Weekend event. We have told you about the family's cutting ties with founder Nathan Baller. So Baller, whose legal name is actually Como, says this weekend event, scheduled for February 4th and 5th, will be held at the Uvalde County Fairplex. So the director of the Fairplex is disputing, saying the Uvalde County Fairplex has actually denied Baller's request for use of the venue space. That seemed to be a surprise to Baller.
We had all of the deposits and all of the forms signed. Everything's, I don't see why, now anything will be brought up, but I have to follow up and kind of see what's going on there.
Despite the uncertainty in that venue, Baller says they have sold 4,500 tickets. He says that money is sitting in the Baller Academy bank account as he tries to solidify a relationship with another nonprofit after the Uvalde Volunteer Fire Department cut ties with him.
Well, a busload of asylum seekers sent by Governor Greg Abbott is expected to arrive in Philadelphia today. Abbott says since Philadelphia's mayor fought hard to get sanctuary city status, Abbott says it's an ideal place to accept migrants. Philadelphia's mayor says they will be welcomed. So far, Abbott has sent migrants to New York, Chicago, and the nation's capital. Former President Donald Trump making it official, launching his 2024 bid for the White House.
As ABC's Morgan Norwood explains, this time around, Trump is facing several investigations, growing criticism from members of his own party and several potential GOP challengers.
America's comeback starts right now.
This morning, former President Donald Trump gearing up for a third run for the White House.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
The announcement comes under the cloud of a worse than expected show in the midterm elections by Trump-backed candidates, with some Republican voices blaming Trump and shrugging off his bid for 2024. Republican Senator Mitt Romney not mincing words, calling Trump an albatross within the Republican Party. This now third presidential run is widely considered a test of Republican loyalty and whether Trump's iron grasp on the GOP still holds strong amid multiple criminal and civil investigations, some of which his aides believe he may be shielded from given his run for the White House.
There are no special protections for the former president. It does, though, complicate the optics of those investigations.
For now, those investigations and the president's 2024 run is moving forward. President Joe Biden seemingly teeing up for a rematch, tweeting this campaign-style video from his personal account with the caption, "Donald Trump failed America." Now, during Trump's speech, he did mention the 2020 election, but stopped short of claiming that the election was stolen, instead going on to say that he wants to restore voting integrity and that he's confident he'll be back in the White House. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Palm Beach, Florida.
It's 5:09 and 42 degrees.
New video is released of a confrontation between two San Antonio council members caught on camera. Up next, find out what Mayor Ron Nirenberg is doing to address current issues within the council.
42 degrees, another chilly start to our day at 5:09. Hey, if you want to do Christmas decorating outside today and tomorrow, probably your best days to do it. Mike will let us know about that second front that's blowing in this weekend. Well, a confrontation between two San Antonio council members caught on camera. This happened in September before a meeting.
This incident between Councilman Mario Bravo and Councilwoman Ana Sandoval resulted in the censure vote against Bravo last week. So the video shows Bravo and Sandoval having a conversation. Bravo seems to be more animated with his gestures, and at one point Sandoval puts her hands to her face. Bravo admitted he lost his temper and said things that he regrets. Bravo's committee assignments were affected after that interaction, and Councilman Clayton Perry's committee assignments were also impacted after his own controversy. Now, Mayor Ron Nirenberg has now shuffled committee assignments. Now, Bravo previously sat on 4 boards. He has since been reassigned to 3 council committees and appointed to an outside board. Bravo will sit on the Public Safety Committee, which Perry was removed from.
It's 5:13 and 42 degrees.
YouTube is adding new shopping features to its platforms. We're going to tell you how it works.
And if you're like me, you try to get Taylor Swift tickets, you are not alone. How Ticketmaster dealing with the historically unprecedented demand for pre-sale tickets.
This year, take the time to melt into your holiday moments with Lindor. Irresistibly smooth chocolate from the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve occasional nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort. Try Nervive Nerve Relief.
To everyone this holiday season, give love. Give style. Find joy for everyone on your list with Macy's Gift Finder.
Consumer Reports is out with its list of the most reliable cars. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the most reliable cars. Hybrids top Consumer Reports' new list. The magazine says they provide years of trouble-free miles while offering a good defense against rising fuel prices. Electric vehicles and full-size pickup trucks had the lowest reliability scores. Next, YouTube is reportedly bringing shopping features to its Shorts app. The features will allow viewers to purchase products while scrolling through the app, making Shorts a lot like TikTok and Instagram. And Ticketmaster is responding to the delays and crashes on its website after an influx of Swifties crashed the site. Taylor Swift fans flooded the website for tickets to her concert tour. Ticketmaster blamed the issues on, quote, historically unprecedented demand, saying millions of people showed up for the pre-sale. Hope there's no bad blood. Those are your Tech Bites. Shake it off.
Wow, he used 2.
He was really, keep going there.
Yeah, I was like,
so pre-sale.
Pre-sale.
But they actually sell tickets, though. So isn't that like pre-boarding? I've always wondered about that.
So you have to sign up. Like one of my friends, she signed up 2 weeks ago. She got into the pre-sale. You get a special code. It's like a whole thing.
But it takes a lot of time.
I'm going. I'm going to Taylor.
Absolutely. Yeah.
God, bless what my girlfriend Liz in Dallas. She 8 hours.
Yeah.
8 hours. Shout out to Liz.
Yeah, you should get her a nice Christmas gift.
Bottle of wine.
Yeah. Well, and more. A lot of patience. A lot of patience.
If you're watching, Liz, tell us what you won.
Hey, it's me. Hi.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Well, there's no problems out here, guys. 1604 at Braun. There's actually been a pretty quiet morning. I was able to get an update from our friends over at TransGuide. The roads are quiet. We do have some lingering construction. That's always going to be the case this early in the morning. But check out 410 at Ingram North. We do have some of those barriers actually still set up out there. 410 at San Pedro, still pretty quiet, thankfully. But let's go ahead and get you to the map because, as mentioned, it doesn't look like there's a lot going on out there. We do have a stall over off Loop 1604 on the far west side. Also, this actually is an incident that cleared up a little while ago, so I'll make sure to get that out of our map. But right now, just you can see some of those scattered construction zones in and around town. Let's talk about what's taking place here along FM 725 in Guadalupe County. Paving work. Now, this is something that's actually been ongoing since Monday, November 14th. Should wrap on Friday, November 18th. We'll start at 8 in the morning and wrap around 5 in the afternoon, but be on the lookout. Single lane closures in both directions from Lake Creek Drive to Grove Lane. But you can know where to find that information, ksat.com/traffic. But right now, I'd say traffic at this point is off to a decent start for this Wednesday, Mike.
That's good news. Hopefully it stays that way. And yesterday we had a beautiful, beautiful sunset. You know, a lot of clouds in the morning, and then a lot of those high clouds finally started to kind of break up enough, and those beautiful oranges and everything looks perfect fall out there. So we've got a lot of clouds hanging in here this morning, and that has actually helped to keep temperatures up just a couple of notches compared to yesterday. So most readings are in the 40s as opposed to 30s. We'll drop down a couple of more degrees here and there. And there's slightly, not that you really notice it, but just slightly more humidity out there this morning. So another reason why temperatures are up. Plus, we got that cloud cover like I was talking about. So we'll drop down maybe another couple of degrees and have lots of clouds around here, a peak or two of sunshine, and then a bit more as we go on in through the rest of the day. We'll make it up into the low to mid 50s by noon and then top off at 56 later on today. So still with the normal high temperature being 71 degrees, 15 below normal and even more below normal in other areas. There's the morning clouds that we keep around here, and a lot of them especially down to the south, and these are going to be some of those mid-high clouds again around here, so some sunshine thrown on it. I'm actually calling it partly cloudy skies here in town, and some clearer skies in the overnight hours. But then we get into tomorrow, and by this time tomorrow morning, clouds are going to come back in here, and we are going to have a couple of sprinkly showers that are going to be developing, especially down to the southeast. The better chance of one or two of these showers the further southeast. So going down 37 tomorrow, you may run into a few of those sprinkles, and perhaps heading out 10. Again, 20% chance, not great. But then we'll start to clear on out as the day rolls on. Plenty of sunshine around here tomorrow. As far as high temperatures, again, 71 is the average. We stay well below that. As a matter of fact, 20 to almost 25 degrees below normal Saturday, only staying in the upper 40s. We'll finally be back up close to normal by Wednesday of next week, and that looks like it's going to be preceding another front that will move on through here. So still kind of on the mild side, at least the first portion of the day on long range forecast on Thanksgiving, but then another front will come through late for Thanksgiving weekend. 52 degrees at noon today, partly sunny skies, and then a high temperature is going to make it up to 56. So keep a jacket handy, and we'll have a bit more sunshine. A couple of sprinkly showers tomorrow morning. We'll have a lot of sunshine in the afternoon. Then clouds move in here, and another front's going to come through. So that's going to knock temperatures, keep them at 48 degrees on Saturday. We'll have a few showers around the area. Not a rain out, but just it's going to be cold and damp on Saturday. Perhaps a sprinkle or two Sunday, Monday. Not a great shot, but then another chance of rain by Tuesday. Again, all those temperatures well below normals, 15, in some cases 20 degrees below normal for the highs.
So Mike, earlier you mentioned you were putting out your Christmas lights yesterday afternoon. Did you finish? How much more do you have to do?
You're done, right?
Just for the lights, yes.
Outside.
Wow,
yes.
Look at you.
The large giant ornaments that I have hanging from the tree, still have to put those up there.
Oh, okay. So I was wondering.
Yet, so,
yeah. Today's your day.
Maybe.
Okay. You got a lot done. You can take a break. You got time.
Where are Santa's helpers?
I got caught up chatting with my brother on the phone yesterday.
Okay.
I am standing on the roof talking on the phone.
Oh, goodness.
All right, it's 5:23 and 42 degrees.
Coming up next, a first look at the next Magic Mike and a sneak peek at the new Puss in Boots.
Beyonce's name will be said more than any other artist when the nominations are read at next year's Grammy Awards.
CNN's Rick Damagella has that story in your Hollywood Minute.
Beyoncé's Break My Soul is up for Record of the Year and Song of the Year at the 2023 Grammy Awards. The singer topped all other performers with 9 nominations, which ties her with husband Jay-Z as the most nominated artists in Grammy history. The awards will be handed out February 5th.
Why are you in London? I'm going to put on a show at this famous theater.
People are numb, disconnected. We're gonna wake them up with a wave of passion they've never felt before.
Here's your first look at Magic Mike's Last Dance. The threequel reunites Channing Tatum with director Steven Soderbergh, who directed the original film, and co-stars Salma Hayek. Magic Mike's Last Dance begins February 10th.
Cats have 9 lives. Watch!
Boss, I think you set the oven too high.
Now I am on my last life.
Oh no!
Salma Hayek will be heard even sooner than that, alongside the voice of Antonio Banderas in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The sequel arrives 11 years after the original Puss in Boots. The cat's out of the bag December 21st. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
It's 5:27 and 42 degrees.
Both President Biden and former President Donald Trump are giving their views of the Russian-made missile that killed 2 people in Poland, what both say should have happened. Next.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere here, just 5 a.m. So what if you can't tell if your beer is cold enough? We'll tell you about a new nail polish that can help you with this very chilling problem.
The world was at peace. America was prospering.
We're going to collectively determine our next step as we investigate and proceed.
Both former President Trump and President Biden are offering their own version of peacemaking following Trump's new presidential announcement and a missile that was fired into Poland.
Taking a look out there with a live cam, a chilly morning. We're starting at 42 degrees and it's going to stay kind of cool throughout the day.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, November 16th. Thank you so much for waking up with us.
Yes, thank you. Hope you had a good week so far. I like this cooler weather. I'm glad that I get to use all my winter items finally.
Yep. You get sweaters, sweatshirts, jackets, whatever the case may be, and they come in very handy. You need it pretty much all day long, and that's going to be the case the rest of the week, into the weekend, first part of next week as well. Outside, as you can see, we've got, well, not a bad looking picture out there. Visibility is pretty good. We've got temperature right now at 43 degrees, been holding steady for the past hour or so, and that's due to the fact that we've got a good cloud cover out there. Northeasterly wind at 9 miles per hour with temperatures down in the low 40s, a little bit of a breeze, slight bit of a wind chill to deal with. And also, here are some of the clouds that are hanging on in here, acting like somewhat of a blanket. So we've got more 40s this morning than we do 30s, but obviously upper 30s there in the hill country. A little bit of a wind chill, like I was talking about. 30 is what it feels like here in town. 35 Bernie Stage, 36 up the road in Helotes, and winds are 5-10, close to 15 miles per hour, 17 right now at Port SA. It's going to be breezier later on this afternoon, not overly windy, but just a decent breeze out there, and with temperatures only in the upper 50s. Yep, jacket's still going to be a really good idea today. Mold and juniper are both on the low side. The updated count's going to come out in a couple of hours. 52 at noon. A lot of clouds this morning, and then mixture of sunshine and clouds later on today. 56 for a high temperature. Normal high average is 71. 15 below normal. Northeasterly wind 10 to 20 miles per hour. Get used to this, and even colder as we head in toward the weekend. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, anything big going on, Stephen?
Love the weather, Mike. Right now, we do have a stalled vehicle. You can check it out there on the US 90 camera. Let's get a closer look from TransGuide. They actually have that overhead digital sign that is warning drivers of what's ahead. Stalled vehicle, right shoulder there. You see those hazard lights are on right now, so just be on the lookout. Before you get out on the roadway, make sure your vehicle's working properly and make sure you check those tires as well. But again, just watch out for that. It doesn't look like it's causing much of an issue for traffic. It's still very early this morning at 5:33. Really, the big topic is going to be some of those active road closures, and I'll get to that a little bit later on. But right now, your commute is in the clear. No slowdowns and no flashing lights out on many of these highways that we're seeing from the TransGuide cameras. But just take your time. There's no need to rush out the door. Things are still in the green here along I-37. Pretty pleasant, Pleasanton. 29 minutes is what drivers can expect as they drive into the Alamo City this early in the morning. Highway 90, about half an hour. So it's the usual drive time, but you may still see that stalled vehicle out there. So again, just watch out for that. And that arrival from Lytle looks to be about 17 minutes on I-35 northbound. So right now things are in the clear. Hopefully we'll have a better update here. The KSAT Hero trucks tend to get out there and resolve these problems pretty quickly, but nonetheless, still very dark outside. You have to make sure you watch out for drivers, and anytime you see those flashing lights, make sure to move over or slow down. Steph, Sarah?
Stephen, thank you. Trending right now on KSAT.com, a local theme park is seeing a huge drop, and we're not talking about a ride. The San Antonio Business Journal is reporting that scary drop is in attendance.
According to the Journal, over the first 9 months of this year, Six Flags Park count is down by 5.5 million customers. It's a story that has a lot of people talking and reacting to this story on our website. Our Jonathan Cotto joins us live this morning and walks us through the roller coaster that the company is experiencing. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Stephanie. A roller coaster ride indeed, and it's one many shareholders are probably looking to get off of. And of course, that's according to the San Antonio Business Journal, who reports the turnstiles here at Six Flags aren't turning, and that's because of an increase in the price of tickets. But that's just one factor. The park's leadership says that they've removed free and heavily discounted tickets. But here are the numbers. 4 million fewer guests visited Six Flags in the latest quarter than during the same period last year, dropping the company's revenue by 21% to $505 million for the third quarter. Now, the company's net income of $116 million was down 26% from the same 3-month span in 2021. Now, the CEO of International Theme Park Services, which is a management and consulting company for Six Flags, says that this is unprecedented for a Six Flags, and he says he doesn't seem to find a rhyme or reason for what's happening to the park. But of course, coming up in our next hour, we'll dive into our viewers' comments that they've been sharing with us on this trending story on our website, KSAT.com. Reporting live, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. This morning, former President Donald Trump is positioning himself as a peacekeeper as he officially begins another White House run.
CNN's Amy Kiley reports on how President Biden is addressing yesterday's deadly explosion in Poland.
We're going to collectively determine our next step as we investigate and proceed.
President Joe Biden says G7 and NATO leaders agree. They want to investigate an explosion that left 2 dead in Poland before responding to it. Poland says a Russian-made missile fell on a village near its border with Ukraine. Polish officials didn't specify the type of missile or where it was fired from. The Kremlin firmly denies launching it at the NATO member country.
It's unlikely in the minds of the trajectory that it was fired from Russia.
A NATO military leader didn't comment on the missile's origin, but says an alliance aircraft tracked it. Determining whether Russia was involved is crucial since NATO members pledged to defend each other.
The U.S. commitment to NATO remains ironclad.
Meanwhile, a man who's questioned the need for NATO and the G7 announced last night he's running for president again. Former President Donald Trump painted a rosy picture of his time in office.
The world was at peace. America was prospering.
Biden's team responded with a video on Twitter. It references the 2017 white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, and the storming of the U.S. Capitol.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides. We will treat those people from January 6th fairly. And if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons.
Amy Kiley, KSAT 12 News.
Well, one of the 5 people on trial for seditious conspiracy related to the January 6th attacks presented an interesting defense in court on Tuesday. He said he was just joking. 68-year-old Thomas Caldwell is the second person to testify in his own defense in the Oath Keepers trial regarding texts he sent about assaulting the Capitol. He said he was doing a play-by-play because he used to be a radio announcer for high school sports. He is pleading not guilty to all criminal charges.
Vice President Kamala Harris is heading to Asia next week. She will make a stop in the Philippine island of Palawan. She'll become the highest-ranking U.S. official to ever visit there. The move could create tension with China. That's because Palawan is located near the disputed Spratly Islands in the South China Sea. Beijing has long claimed sovereignty over the sea, but so has Vietnam, Taiwan, and the Philippines.
A plane carrying dozens of rescue dogs made an emergency landing at a Wisconsin golf course. The plane went down just west of Milwaukee yesterday. It crashed on the green at Western Lakes Golf Club, ending up at the 3rd hole. Emergency officials say the pilot and his co-pilot did an amazing job getting the aircraft on the ground. Here's the good news. No injuries were reported, and even better news, all 53 pets were checked out and they're doing well.
Wow, glad everybody was okay. Time now, 5:39 and 42 degrees for now.
3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
And while most of us were sleeping, NASA was busy launching a new rocket to the moon. We'll show you how far away it is now and what's planned for the mission over the next few days.
And a chilly morning looking out there with live cam. We're at 42 degrees right now. Things will warm up a little bit this afternoon, but we're looking forward to a very cold weekend. We're going to be checking in with Mike for all the details after the break.
Well, now to Florida, where NASA has successfully launched its most powerful rocket into space.
As ABC's Rena Roy reports, NASA is hoping to return human presence to the moon by the end of the decade.
3, 2, 1.
A blast off for the ages.
And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
NASA going back to the moon for the first time in 5 decades.
Really just surreal to be getting a front row seat to history.
Launching the most powerful rocket in the world into space early this morning, kicking off its high-stakes Artemis 1 mission. There were a few bumps in the road before liftoff, including a small hydrogen leak, a team of experts rushing in to fix the problem.
This is the red crew that is specifically tasked to go out and tighten some bolts on the core stage hydrogen replenish valve.
NASA's Space Launch System, or SLS rocket, will send the Orion space capsule 62 miles above the moon's surface, then into orbit around the moon before splashing down on the coast of San Diego early next month. This is a test flight with test dummies, but if this succeeds, astronauts could do the same in 2 years.
We're going back to the moon to learn, to live, to work, to create, to invent, so we can take humans.
And right now, everything is working as planned. The rocket is well on its way to the moon. It will still be several days until it gets there, but already this mission is one for the books. At Kennedy Space Center, Rena Roy, ABC News.
It's 5:44 and 42 degrees.
Coming up next, the Animal Defense League is standing by with a cute little pet that needs a new home this morning.
Well, of course, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and what's better than a little bit of gravy?
Oh my God, yes, isn't he perfect? He's adorable.
So how old is this little guy?
He's about 8 weeks, and honestly, he is so sweet and just loves to cuddle. Look at him.
Yeah, and especially, you have the most beautiful green eyes with that kind of grayish, tannish coat you got going on there. So, yeah, and for being a kitty this little, and usually they get kind of freaked out by all the TV lights and everything like that, he's very calm. You just like being held. Oh my goodness, you have gorgeous eyes. So what y'all got going on?
Oh my God, so as always, twice a month we have our mobile wellness clinics, and it's actually coming up this weekend. So we'll be at Harlandale Park from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And what that means is that the public gets free vaccinations, microchips, and we're there that morning. So
fantastic.
See us there and come visit us. And as always, if you're wanting to volunteer, that's a perfect time to help us out.
Yeah, volunteer, fostering, everything. And don't forget, kids can get volunteer hours too, because they need those as well.
Yes, they do have to be over 12 years old, but definitely check out our website so that you can get that organized.
And fostering at home is a great way to help out, like new mommies, or just to kind of relieve some of all the animals they have to take care of out there.
Absolutely, and we're actually needing some bottle feeders, so definitely come out and help us out.
Okay. Well, if you'd like more information on all of that and little gravy here, yes, head on over to 11300 Nacogdoches, the Paul Jolly Center across from the zoo, or the Pet Smarter on Four Winds. 655-1481 is the number to call. Thank you, dear.
Welcome.
Well, if you appreciate a beer as cold as the Rockies, then you might like this new nail polish from Coors Light. It's called Chill Polish. It's a silver-colored polish that can be applied to your nails as a new way to check the temperature of your brew. So when you tap your nails against your beer glass, They should turn blue if your beer is cold enough. Steph's already ordering them.
Right.
Of course, Coors Light already has color-changing beer cans that switch from white to blue to signal when the beer reaches the optimal drinking temperature, which, by the way, Coors Light says is 42 degrees Fahrenheit. And look at that.
Yeah.
We're at 42 degrees right now.
Yeah, I already have the nail polish.
You really?
Just kidding.
I was like,
it's blue.
She's the queen of nail polish, and they change colors. They glow in the dark.
That's true. This will be a fun one too.
You should do it. That's your next
I wonder
project.
if they'll do it with water also. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Steven.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, it's like a mood ring, right? It's like a mood ring
Right.
now for your beer. But what would be really helpful is if they did this for your coffee. That'd probably
But
allow.
I think I'm imagining it would work with water, coffee, or whatever beverage.
Listen, maybe something, an Amazon gift that you can get for your family. Or hey, who knows? It's that season, right? But hey, let's get a quick look at the roadways. If you're at home enjoying your cup of coffee, no need to rush. Don't chug it because things are very quiet at this hour. But obviously 6 a.m. when we get to that point, obviously a lot more folks going to be out there on the roadways. But right now, I'd say it's off to a pretty decent start. We haven't had major problems reported, just a few stalls here and there. But we take you to the map. And again, one of the things I mentioned was going to be some of those active construction zones that you see in and around our map there. One of the spots to be on the lookout for, 281. Just a friendly reminder, asphalt work will continue on Friday, November 18th. Should wrap on Sunday, November 20th. Now, according to KSAT, this will actually begin at midnight and wrap around 7 in the evening. So that's quite a while. But just expect to see a single lane closure on the northbound frontage road from Borgfield Road to Bulverde Road. So the work will continue there, obviously. Just make sure you're on the lookout for those crews and just drive safe through there over the weekend. But back here on TransGuide, traffic is moving just fine. And I have to say, like, this little mustache that I'm growing out here right now has been like nice to kind of keep my upper lip warm.
Yes.
But yes, but you know what? It's all for good cause. And I just want to make a quick plug here.
Yes.
Our team, and Mike, I know you've been mentioning over the last few days, we've had some of our guys that have made big jumps in those donations. A lot of funds raised, over close to 9,000 now.
Oh, wow.
So close to 9,000. Yeah. And we're still #1 in the country, which is great. Awesome. All of our guys are very competitive this year, which, listen, I love it. Bring on the competition, but it's all for good cause. We're raising funds for cancer research, treatment, and, of course, prevention. So, again, a big thanks to all our donors out there. Keep the funds coming in. KSAT.com/no-shade.
The stash looks good,
Especially our GMSA viewers.
Yeah, you guys are up there.
Yeah, halfway through the month and just halfway to our goal.
Yeah,
approximately.
we're almost there, 20,000.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's the wonderful update.
Yes.
9,000.
Quick
That's
update.
fantastic. All right. There's 3 guys. Yeah, they do definitely want to come inside. You open up the door in weather like this, especially in the mornings, the dog's kind of going, I'll think twice about that. But yeah, Bailey, Sadie, and Atticus waiting to come back inside. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. Make sure you send some of those pictures in of your pets and you as well. What's going on in the weather out there? We do have a nice view out there at 410 and I-10. Really can't see the clouds that are hanging around here, and that's helped to keep temperatures up a few degrees compared to this time yesterday. Some 30s in the hill country, 41 Bulverde, 40 in Helotes, and Bernie Stage at 37, 43 out there at the airport right now. There is enough of a breeze to put the wind chill down to 33 at Bernie Stage, 32 in Los Maples, and it feels like 38 out there at the airport, and 36s both at Port SA as well as up the road in Helotes. So definitely bundle up, and lots of clouds this morning. Then we'll have more sunshine mixed in with the clouds later on today, but still it's not going to warm up all that much. We will make it up through the upper 40s, low 50s by noon, 52 degrees, and then the wind will pick up slightly. There's somewhat of a breeze, obviously, this morning, but it will be kind of on the breezy side later on today, with wind out of the northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. 56 for a high temperature today, so we're still going to be 15 degrees below normal. Here's the clouds that we have around here this morning, and then we start to clear on out. So again, mixture of sunshine and clouds later on today. Clouds move back in overnight. Now, this computer model is not anywhere near as as bullish with the rain as the other model I was showing, which has a slightly better chance for a couple of sprinkles tomorrow morning. So a few of them around, primarily down to the southeast is what we can take away from this. And then we'll have more sunshine later on in the day. And then our next chance of rain comes in here over the weekend with those really chilly temperatures. 52 degrees today at noon, partly sunny skies. High temperature is going to make it up to the upper 50s, mid-upper 50s. That's it. Again, 15 degrees below normal out there at the airport. And then we go into tomorrow, perhaps a shower down to the southeast in the morning, more sunshine. Clouds come in here, plenty of clouds all the way through the weekend, and that chance for some rain and really chilly temperatures over the weekend. More after this.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the latest on the war in Ukraine and the investigation into the missile that landed in neighboring Poland, killing 2 people. President Biden held an emergency meeting of world leaders overnight. We're going to be live on the scene there in Poland, tracking the latest. And preparing for the holiday travel crush, the TSA administrator joining us with what to expect and what the agency is doing to handle the busy season and security. We're going to have those stories and so much more right here on GMA.
Thank you, Ginger. It's 5:57 and still 42 degrees, cold out there. Postpartum depression, a serious condition that can infect the entire family. Ahead in our next half hour of GMSA, some of the telltale signs of what you can do for treatment. We still have a lot coming up on GMSA. Stephen Cavazos is going to check on the roads for us as you get ready to head out the door or school. And Mike will have our full forecast, especially with that front coming in later this weekend. Uvalde Police Department saying goodbye to their police chief by the end of this week, while the mayor of Uvalde says a phone call between the police chief and dispatchers on May 24th is the reason for his departure.
The Bexar County Commissioners Court passing a resolution in favor of abortion rights, what that means and what could come next just ahead.
Taking a look outside with live cam, 42 degrees at 6 a.m. Another chilly start to our day. And guess what? We have another cold front on the way this weekend. Mike will tell us about that in just a bit.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, November 16th.
Happy Wednesday, hump day. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. Another chilly start, Steph.
Yes.
Yesterday you said you were upset because you laid out the clothes for Rooney, your daughter.
Yes.
Leggings. And she didn't put the leggings on.
She didn't put them on because she felt okay inside. So, I'll just wear shorts under my uniform and not the leggings my mom put out.
I'm wearing leggings as an adult inside the building.
I know. So I put another note there and I'm going to call her before school and remind her.
Leggings
again.
was underlined. Yes. Double underlined.
Wear your leggings.
Where was Luis at this time?
He was like, well, she didn't want to wear them. I'm like, oh.
I ain't getting in on that one. So anyway, yes, leggings, jacket, sweatshirt,
all the
sweater,
layers,
whatever the case may be, is a pretty good idea this morning. It is definitely chilly out there. Temperatures are roughly 10 degrees below normal. We've got some clouds hanging around here as well right now. So that's what has kept us actually up a few notches from where we were at this time yesterday. 42 here in town, 41 Bulverde, upper 30s, mid-upper 30s in portions of the hill country. And there's a hint of a wind chill out there. So yes, those leggings are really going to come in handy, especially for kids waiting at the bus stop. Feels like 34 at Bernie Stage, 37 Helotes, as well as at the airport, and 36s Port SA, Stinson, as well as Converse. Yeah, it is. It doesn't take much with these cold temperatures to get those wind chills down there a few degrees. Mold and juniper are both on the low side. The updated pollen count is going to be coming out in about an hour and a half. So we will bottom out another couple of degrees here and there. Not going to drop all that much, just given the fact that we do have that cloud cover out there. Then we are going to see a little bit more sunshine as we go into noon, and later on this afternoon, we'll call it partly cloudy skies, mixture of sunshine and clouds out there. 56 for high temperature today. So we'll still be 15 degrees below normal. We are going to be staying on the cool side throughout the rest of the week. Excuse me. Then we do have, as Sarah alluded to, another front moving on through here, and that's going to get us even colder by the weekend with some rain around here. What about going into Thanksgiving week? Details on that. We'll take a sneak sneak peek look ahead down the road in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, been kind of quiet. What's going on?
It's been pretty decent, Mike. As we are now in the 6 a.m. hour, it's going to change, but that's always expected. Let's get a quick look around town because thankfully the commute is still pretty quiet there at 1604 at Pat Booker. Maybe a few folks out there this early in the morning, and you know what? It's a perfect time to go grab that cup of coffee. I always say that's probably going to be the only delay or a slowdown that you're going to see in those coffee lines. But right now, it is a pretty smooth drive. 410 north at Ingram, though, it is getting busier out there, and that's expected. Again, it is a 6 a.m. hour, so a lot more folks are waking up and getting their day started and hitting the roadways. Just remember to watch out because we do have a few construction spots that I'll keep the lookout for, but it doesn't look like it's causing any issues for the commute this early right now. I did notice, though, over here along 1604 near Von Ormy, we do have a slight slowdown. I'll have to get a closer look at that, but it does appear that could be over in the southbound lanes there. But again, doesn't look too drastic at this point. Again, I'll get a closer look at that. Call our friends at TransGuide to find out if there's any issues to report. But right now, things have been pretty much in the clear. 29 minutes. If you're traveling in from Seguin, it's still pretty green right now. A little more than half an hour on 87 northbound if you're traveling in from Lavernia. And for our friends down in Floresville, 28 minutes to the Alamo City. So perfect time to take advantage of these empty roadways. But again, be on the lookout for those road closures. I'll have an update on that coming up in the next few minutes. Steph, Sarah?
Stephen, thank you. Happening now in Uvalde, new questions are emerging about the Uvalde County Sheriff's role during Robb Elementary rampage. This comes amidst another shakeup with the police department there.
The mayor says the acting police chief will no longer be with the department by the end of the week. This comes after CNN reported on a phone call between Lieutenant Mariano Vargas and dispatchers the day of the Robb Elementary School shooting, where 21 people were killed. During the call, Vargas was told a student called 911 and said some people were still alive in room 112. Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin said that should have started the ball rolling, but it didn't.
I think if we'd have had all this, and I think if we would have had your video and what we saw and everything we saw last night, I think Mariano would have been gone sooner, in my opinion. Would have been gone.
McLaughlin says every part of the response that day is under scrutiny. Vargas was reelected last week as Uvalde County Commissioner for Precinct 2.
New details this morning surrounding the Balling for Uvalde World Weekend event.
We have told you about the families cutting ties with founder Nathan Baller. Now, Baller, whose legal last name is Coamo, says the weekend event scheduled for February 4th and 5th will be held at the Uvalde County Fairplex. The director of the Fairplex is disputing, saying the Uvalde County Fairplex has denied Mr. Coamo's request for use of that venue space, and that seemed to surprise him.
We had all of the deposits and all of the forms signed, everything. I don't see why, now anything will be brought up, but I have to follow up and kind of see what's going on there.
Despite the uncertainty in the venue, Baller said that they have sold 4,500 tickets. He says that money is sitting in the Baller Academy bank account as he tries to solidify a relationship with another nonprofit after the Uvalde Volunteer Fire Department cut ties. Bexar County Commissioner's Court is taking a stand against the state's ban on abortion. The court passed a resolution 4-1 in favor of abortion rights. So it recommends limiting local enforcement of the state abortion laws, calling for no county resource to be used to report abortion-related crimes, and asking officials to deprioritize criminal enforcement of such laws. The commissioners joined several other local leaders in taking a stand against the state. The resolution is similar to City Council's that was passed back in July. A new re-elected DA Joe Gonzalez had said he would not prosecute abortion crimes back in June.
We've come before you before. We've had opportunities to meet with you all and express how important and critical it is that this initiative have been included.
Local activist groups in San Antonio want to add abortion decriminalization to the May 2023 ballot. And a statement from Planned Parenthood reads in part, "It will not be enough to shield providers so that they can provide abortion in Texas. Elected officials should, however, do what they can to protect individuals in their locality," end quote.
Right now, over at KSAT.com, a pirate-themed inclusive playground breaking ground this Sunday. It's dedicated to memory of 3-year-old Mitchell Chang, who died in 2018. The free public playground will be located at Classen Stubing Ranch Park at 20202 Hardy Oak Parkway, that's in Stone Oak. This will be San Antonio's first nationally recognized inclusive playground for the city's park system, with inclusive play components designed for children of all abilities. In Jourdanton, police are looking for a man they say may be linked to animal cruelty. An investigation began after 10 dogs were rescued from a property surrounded by trash and debris. Those dogs now on the road to recovery after a Uvalde area rescue group volunteered to take the animals. Right now, police are still looking for the person who kept the dogs in those poor living conditions.
So we have a person of interest that we're tracking down who we believe may have been occasionally feeding dogs over there and or bringing dogs over there.
Police Chief Kaiser also says improvements need to be made at that property where the dogs were found. And Police Chief Kaiser says it will cost several $1,000s to remove all of that trash.
A busload of asylum seekers sent by Governor Greg Abbott is expected to arrive in Philadelphia today. Abbott said since Philadelphia's mayor fought hard to get sanctuary city status, it's an ideal place to accept migrants. Philadelphia's mayor says they will be welcomed. So far, Abbott has sent migrants to New York, Chicago, and the nation's capital.
A heart-stopping moment caught on video. A security guard fighting for his life. A man walks into a Buffalo area clinic with an AR-15 rifle. That's when the guard lunges toward the man with the gun and dragged him outside to help of another guard. The man with the gun was arrested and is facing several charges.
Time now 6:09 and it's 42 degrees for now.
Where's the United States pie competition going to be next? Coming up later this morning on GMA. The action moves to Boston. Don't miss any of the live fun that's coming up on Good Morning America starting at 7.
And just ahead on GMSA, staffing shortages continues to hit businesses hard. After the break, the two big problems surrounding seasonal workers.
42 degrees right now. You're going to need all the layers this morning. And hey, those cooler temps, they stick around, and Mike says another front on the way for this weekend. He'll let us know all about that when we come back.